Time now for your forewarned weather.
Welcome on back, everybody. I got to show you guys what it looks like at our Black Desert Resort. This is our sky cam. I'll step all the way out of the way so that you can really get that full picture. A little bit of moisture down there still, but a really, really gorgeous sunrise there. The sunrise is officially at about 7 o'clock today, so not another 10-15 minutes there. Our satellite radar shows that we do have a little bit of cloud coverage, but no precipitation, not a whole lot of moisture associated with this, but we could see a little bit of activity later this afternoon for some of us. Temperatures right now are in the 60s and 50s across most of the state, upper 40s for southwest Wyoming. We've got low 60s down most of I-15 and upper 60s here in the Salt Lake Valley itself, 74 degrees down in St. George. All right, it's September 8th. Here's what to expect for your day. By 9 o'clock, upper 60s will still be hanging out in the Wasatch Front. We could see low 70s in the Salt Lake Valley by then, 80s by noon, and upper 80s as we get into the evening hours. We do have a light breeze coming out of the south. That precipitation potential does exist today, mainly for the higher terrain in central and northern Utah, but the overnight hours, that potential really increases for the Wasatch back in the Uintas. We could also see it along I-15 there near the Wasatch Front and then up into Cache Valley as well. We could see a little bit towards the West Desert. That can't be ruled out either. Our Futurecast shows you what's going on here. By the late afternoon hours, we'll start to see it in the higher terrain of central Utah. Could be impacting some of our national parks. Capitol Reef could get impacted. We could see it move over towards Arches. Castle Country will be looking at a little bit of moisture, and then as we get into the overnight hours, we'll start to see it on the Wasatch Front right around 11, 10 o'clock. We could see it towards Provo all the way up into Ogden. A brief isolated shower, and then it'll impact the Wasatch back after that. And then as we get into tomorrow, that moisture holds on to the northeast part of the state from Castle Country up into the Uintas, Vernal, and the Uinta Basin. Looking at a little bit of activity there. Slight chance we see it here on the Wasatch Front, but not very likely. Then as we get into Wednesday, it clears out a little bit more, but that moisture is going to make a comeback. We have high pressure building in from the south, which acts as a storm block, pushing that moisture out of the way. But as it slides to the east and the low pressure system gets a little bit closer, we're going to funnel the air in between the two systems, acting as a conveyor belt. We have the clockwise rotation to the east and the counterclockwise to the west, and that'll make for windy conditions through the middle of the week. We're going to see moisture transported into the region as this low pressure system moves closer, pulling in that Pacific Northwest air into the region. That'll drop our temperatures to close out the work week and increase that moisture content. And then it could hold on into Saturday thanks to some wraparound moisture, but it's not very likely. And then as we get into Monday, that could rev back up. We're watching that low pressure system off the coast of California this time next week. Our regional forecast shows that today we're going to be similar to where we were yesterday, if not a couple degrees warmer. The average this time of year is 86 in Salt Lake, or 85. We'll be at 88 degrees for today. We've got 80s down I-15, 90s for the warm spots, 93 degrees down there in St. George. It'll be 93 degrees today and into tomorrow for St. George. Windy conditions Tuesday through Thursday. Windiest on your Wednesday. Temperatures starting to cool down into the 80s for your Thursday and Friday before 90s make a comeback on your Saturday and Sunday. Dry skies are expected in the southwest part of the state. The Wasatch Front has that chance of a thunderstorm overnight, but apart from that, mostly sunny skies are expected today. We do have a slight chance there will be moisture around for your Tuesday and Wednesday, partly cloudy skies. Windy for your Wednesday and Thursday, isolated thunderstorms becoming more scattered on your Friday. Temperatures in the 70s to close out the work week before drying on out for the weekend. Okay, let's take a look at the traffic out there. We do have a pretty significant accident on Bangerter down there in Draper. That's where it meets I-15 southbound. You can see right here where that is on the map. There's not a whole lot of congestion across the Salt Lake Valley, but if you're going from I-80 between Tooele and Salt Lake, you do want to plan a little extra time. Bangerter is also going to have some congestion. They are closing all of the westbound lanes on Bangerter Highway. This accident here, you can see that diesel fuel. The hazmat team is on scene trying to clean that up, hence the reason they're closing those westbound lanes. Luckily, no injuries with this particular accident. It was a two-car collision that occurred at about 5 o'clock this morning, but it looks like they will be getting that taken care of here shortly. You can see the tow truck already pulling the cars away. All right, guys, we're going to send it over to you.